didn't get involved in politics. One Stephen Mayer. I'm watching this.
Todavía no. No hay nadie. Y tú también. Es que eso fue lo que yo, eso mismo dije yo. Un traje nuevo. Un traje nuevo.
Y a mí me gustaría más de poder empezar.
Eso es bueno. Así que nacen los bebés. No sé.
Poquito. I feel like I
¿Cómo
haven't seen
tú estás?
nobody in forever.
I know, right?
That's how I like it.
$5.84. good? So the city clerk is missing.
Is Eileen here?
Sí, sí, sí. ¿El cuál? ¿Cuál es? ¿Quién? Oh, yo no. Yo me llamo, pero yo no lo he visto ese día.
Happy New Year. Ready? Ready. Ready. Porque nosotros entramos, yo la vi de repente, pero I was telling her, estaba dándole detalles del Cornerstone dedication que está en su distrito. So yo estaba like focused.
Hi. Hi. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh. I'm freezing. All right. This should be fast, right?
Every time you say that,
I know.
that's why I didn't even say it.
I know. Councilor Levy sounded awful. I talked to her on the phone. She said she might zoom in. She sounded. She sounded really not good. Looked like she is zooming in. I was like, she couldn't even talk.
Well, because those are the 2 out of the 3 that I specifically called out. Like just from the top of my, top of my head.
Le puse aquí eso.
Some, there were
Water
a few.
department, if you did, yeah.
A few are consistent.
Eileen, how funny is this?
So we're done. Jen started making the minutes for this ahead of time. So she put in all these pictures and then they look at people that sign different public comments, so it's all perfect. I just saw her, there he is. I'm like, where did he go? Clark Kent with the Superman glasses on. They're good.
Right.
Good.
The email that Jose Jaime said, that's what table on the code.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not.
So do you
He's not gonna answer it. He's gonna send another email. They need to update the report yet.
No, I know, but we still have it on the public safety. We didn't, I don't remember. We
No, it's here.
didn't-
It's here, yeah. But he gonna update the report and then he's gonna present it.
You look very nice. That's a beautiful suit.
Oh,
Good
thank you.
job.
Thank you.
Sorry. I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but just caught my eye. These 2 minutes are the ones that are done.
What?
These ones are like literally 90% done, but they're not done. Probably have them tonight. But
Have you seen the report that we're getting from John?
for what?
From John? From Zoom?
No.
I'm gonna have John send it to you.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna help out a lot
Okay.
for the minutes.
Okay, great. Yes, there's 2 floating around. One in English, one in Spanish for everybody.
Oh, it's floating around, so I'm supposed to.
Sorry. The ones that, those things you handed out, one was in English, one was in Spanish.
Yeah, I put one for each and every one.
That one you please.
They moved yours?
Okay, let's start.
I'll get it to you in English. I have it.
4 or 5. Okay.
I mean,
Mike.
I guess I should practice.
English, Spanish.
There's gutters in
I mean, I'm actually really good at reading it. Sometimes when it's properly written.
So it's
Took the easy way out.
vicealcaldesa. Ay, Dios mío. Okay, let's go.
Is Councilor Reyes here?
Not yet. I believe we have Anna on Zoom.
Yep.
Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting for the Lawrence City Council. Today is Tuesday, January 7, 2025. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Act of 2022, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person in the City Council chambers and remotely. The Zoom link for anybody that requested was provided through the City Clerk office. This meeting will be transmitted through the Lawrence City Council Facebook page, as well as the Lawrence City Council YouTube page. We have Anna Levy on Zoom today. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilor Levy. I don't know if that thumbs up is her saying present. She has no voice.
Assuming that's what it means.
Noted as present and remote. Councilor Lant.
Yes.
Councilor Luzon. Present. Councilor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Councilor Santiago.
Present.
Councilor Marmol.
Present.
Councilor Selena Reyes is noted as absent. Councilor Infante.
Present.
Council President Rodriguez.
Present. Please join me for a moment of silence. Now the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilors, I would like to have a motion to approve minutes from the special meeting on October 16, 2024,
So moved.
as well as October 21st, 2024. There is a motion made by Councilor Vice President Infante, second by Councilor Santiago. Any questions? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for the acceptance of the minutes is Councilor Marmol,
Yes.
Councilor Santiago.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it should start with Councilor Reyes is noted as absent. Councilor Marmol said yes. Councilor Santiago said yes. Councilor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Councilor Luzon. To accept the minutes? Yes. Councilor LaPlante?
Yes, yes, yes.
Councilor Levy,
She said yes.
noted as yes. Council Vice President Infante?
Yes.
And Council President Rodriguez.
Please call the roll for Councilor Reyes.
Councilor Reyes? Present. Thank you, Councilor.
And Councilor Reyes would like to vote for the minutes to be approved? Yes. Okay, please not her vote. Now we're going to continue with public participation. Councilors, we have two people that have signed in, and the first person that we have is H. Malik. Name and address for the record, please.
Humayun Malik, 53 Chester Street. Good evening, honorable members. In this important New Year's, we the citizen pledge to support Lawrence Police Officers Union. Lawrence Police, this union of pride and honor with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Chief Bonilla, doing excellent job to protect our citizens. We are united to support Lawrence Police Officers and Seniors Officers Union. Thank you for excellent job. Lawrence is a beautiful city because of our hard-working DPW worker. We support our DPW employees and leadership that deserve the best pay raise. We support our great inspection department employees and the union. Thank you for excellent job. We must hire more inspector. Lawrence Public School, with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Superintendent Ralph Guerrero, on the road to become the best public school in the nation. In this new year, we pledge to support our teachers and their union. Lawrence teachers, thank you for excellent job. Happy New Year. Please help our homeless people. Lawrence always strong. Lawrence always unite. We are united to support of all the union, from firefighters, DPW, police, and teachers. With the Laurentian pledge in this great new year, support our police officers union. Pray for the safety of all police officers. Pray for the first responder. Lawrence always is strong. Lawrence always unite. Lawrence police officers deserve the best support, and we wish the best Happy New Year for all our union members. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person that we have is Rich Russell, Councilor Russell. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, councilors. Name's Rich Russell, 34 Cross Street. I apologize for my voice. I got a frog there somewhere. I hope that all had an enjoyable holiday season wherever it was spent. I hope Santa was good to all of you, possibly giving you an updated dictionary that defines the word no, saying it is not intended as a slap in the face of other elected or appointed officials. It could refer to an idea that might be not of a benefit to its citizens, a neighborhood, or the city in general. Similarly, similar words could be said about the word yes. Just remember, other people have brains in their heads that were nourished at, paper stuck together, at times through real-life experiences. I know the Lawrence PD is severely understaffed, but it would be nice if more effort was put into traffic enforcement, particularly at South Broadway and Shattuck Street, where the yellow lights are ignored by motorists traveling on Shattuck Street, attempting to turn left to head north on South Broadway. Better coordination of the timing of traffic lights of the above-mentioned intersection and the intersection of South Broadway and Merrimack Street might alleviate some of the issues. Another issue the City Council might want to look into is getting an exemption from the MGLs that would allow Lawrence to install traffic violation cameras to allow ticketing of red light and stop sign runners at some intersections. I don't know if this would fall into a home rule petition category or not, but the council has had some pretty good success in the past with the manner of replacing the mayor after Dan Rivera resigned, and more recently, changing the methods of selecting our school committee. Something to think about. Now would be a good time thinking about creating a new decibel-defined noise ordinance. Has anyone bothered to read the contract that the parking vultures operate under? If I'm not mistaken, page 24 of their contract states that all of their vehicles will have roof-mounted flashing lights. Why should the citizens be required to pay parking fines defined by a contract when the parking meter vultures are not even compliant with the entire contract? Lastly, what is the status of the Citizens Advisory Committee for the selection of the next police chief? I leave you with these points to ponder, and thank you for allowing me the time to express them.
All right, these names are going to be submitted for the record. Thank you, everybody that participated. Now we are going to, councilors, if you don't mind, we have a few things on the old business. We have people present here. Before we continue with the public hearings, I think it will be important to just go straight to old business and continue. Madam Vice President Infante, well, first of all, we need a motion to suspend Rule 11 to pull those items from committee, one at a time. So the first item that I'm looking for motion is item 58324, which is the appropriation transfer of $36,000 from stabilization reserve for litigations to judgment accounts. So, councilors, can I get a motion to suspend Rule 11
Motion
to
to
pull from committee?
suspend Rule 11 to allow. the discussion for item 583-24.
There's any motion, and there is a
Second.
motion on the table, properly second discussion on the
Discussion.
discussion, Councilor LaPlante.
Was there did the committee actually meet, or did they never meet?
The committee didn't meet,
Thank you. Did not meet.
did not
Thank
meet. Any other discussion, questions on this motion? All right, at this point, we need 6 vote, councilors. So at this time, I'll call the questions. All those in, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy?
Councilor Levy? I don't know, I mean,
That's her putting up her thing. I'm noting a positive from Counselor Levy remotely. Counselor LaPlante?
No.
Counselor Luzon? Yes. Counselor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Counselor Santiago?
Yes.
Counselor Marmal?
Yes.
Counselor Selena Reyes?
Yes.
Counsel Vice President Infante?
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez?
I vote yes, motion carries. So now we're gonna entertain at this level, item 583-24, which is the appropriation transfer of $36,000 from the stabilization reserve from litigation to judgment account. We have the Attorney Newton here, the city solicitor. So, Attorney, please explain to us a little more about this item.
Sure. Just do a little background on this. I know you've seen me a couple of times this year. Normally, I do not appear in front of this board for settlements. Normally, what happens is that you put in my judgment account or at least $250,000 to $500,000, and I draw from that. I don't need to go before you to draw from that. But last year, because of Proposition 200, Proposition, what is it, 2.5? We had to take the money out of my judgment account and put it in a stabilization account so that the 2.5, we would fall under that. So I have no money in my judgment account, so I need a transfer from here to there. This particular case is a case that we are trying to settle. Actually, we have settled. It's just now appropriating the funds. This is a case in which I can give you rough facts, is that one of our police officers was training their dog, and the dog got loose and bit people. So we are settling with the people that have been bit. So there is no, I mean, I know a lot of times that I believe Councilor Del Rosario was saying, why are we settling this case as well? The dog bite is an absolute liability case. We have taken, these people wanted upwards of $100,000, and we've gotten this down to $36,000. So I would appreciate it if you would approve the transfer of the money so that I can fund this.
Councilors, any questions in regard to this matter? No questions. I hear no questions, so at this point, I'll call, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
I don't have a motion on the table. The motion
Oh.
was,
Motion to approve.
There is, exactly, there is no motion on the table. There is a motion to approve, properly second. Any discussion on the matter? I hear none, so Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Reyes? Yes. Counselor Marmal?
Yes.
Counselor Santiago?
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Counselor Luzon? Yes. Counselor LaPlante?
Yes.
Counselor Levy? I see your hand going up. Thinking that's a yes.
Yeah.
Counsel, I'm noting you as yes remotely. Counsel Vice President Infante?
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez?
Yes. What's the count?
It's 8 to 1, or 1 absent, 8 in favor.
All right, motion carries.
Thank you very much, Councilors.
Thank you. So the next item on the old business, we have item 584-24, which is the authorization to spend $500,000 park grant from EOEEA as award to the Community Development Department for renovation to the Companion Park. Councilors, I'm looking for a motion to suspend Rule 11 to pull from committee.
Motion to
So moved.
suspend rule, second.
There is the motion on the table, properly second discussion. I hear none, all those, please, Madam Clerk, please, call the roll.
Counsel Levy, I'm starting with you. hon.
Yes.
Did she say yes? I was like, wow, she talked.
Councilor Levy?
I say yes.
Oh, she said yes.
Thank you, Counselor.
I say yes.
Counselor LaPlante?
No.
Counselor Luzon?
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Counselor Santiago?
No.
Counselor Mama?
Yes.
Counselor Reyes?
Yes.
Counsel Vice President Infante?
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez?
I vote yes.
The six is needed, we have six.
We got 6, okay. Motion carries. So now we're gonna entertain that, a motion to be able to discuss this item. Councilors, what's the motion?
Motion to approve.
There is a motion to approve
Second.
for item 584-24, properly second. And we are going to expand an opportunity to friend that is here with us. Can you give us a little background on these funds and how you're planning on spending it?
I sure can. Good evening, councilors. Susan Fink, I'm from the Community Development Department. So in July, the city, in cooperation with Groundwork Lawrence, submitted an application to the state for a park grant for Phase 4 renovations to Camp Union Common. Our application was successful, and we were awarded $500,000, which is the maximum grant award. So this grant will be used in conjunction with capital improvement funds. I have submitted a request to the CAFO, and he is preparing a capital improvement plan, which will be brought before you for approval. Please keep in mind that we need the capital improvement funds in order to get our reimbursement under this particular grant. We held a meeting in July before the application was due. It was well attended by the public and elected officials, and the plan renovations came out of discussions held at that meeting. The plan renovations include renovations to the stage and the surrounding circular asphalt area, which is a huge heat island. We'd like to install a water feature and additional seating and some tree plantings. The project timeline would be for us to do design work in the current fiscal year and begin construction on July 1st. And this is a relatively new requirement from the state that requires us to actually start construction on a specific date. I'm also presenting the resolution, which is a typical document for the state for the park grant projects. And what the resolution does, it states that we have the authority to apply for this grant, and that we will allocate other funds for this project. So you'll notice that the resolution has a commitment of $883,000 in either CIP or free cash funds. This is the figure that was in the grant application. I believe that we will need more funding than that, but we don't want to commit to the state to more than we put in our application. I think a more accurate number, which is what I've put into the CIP request, is $1.5 million. It's going to be a very expensive endeavor. There's a lot of cement work that needs to be removed, and the removal is very costly. So I'm requesting that you approve this tonight, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
All right, councilors, this is a grant that is a reimbursement grant. Can you expand a
Correct,
little
yes.
more on that?
It is a reimbursement grant. The city has to front the funds, and then we get reimbursed 70% of the cost of the project,
Okay, up to 500,000.
up to $500,000, correct?
All right, councilors, what's the motion? I mean,
Que-
there's a motion to approve. Any
discussion.
other questions? Madam Vice President Infante. Oh, Councilor Luzon.
Thank you, Council President. Is the design available, Sue?
We haven't started the design
With,
yet.
okay. Will you repeat, I know you mentioned it at the beginning. Can you go over the design plans for the center of the park?
So we're looking to, we're going to demolish the existing stage. The existing stage is not ADA compliant in any way, shape, or form. If you've ever tried to climb up the stairs, it's a little dangerous. So we would put together a plan that would have an ADA compliant stage area. We'd like to have some sort of a shade structure covering it for the performers, so they're not out there baking in the sun. And would also like to sort of soften that cement area that's where the old fountain used to be, the wading pool. It's very hot if you're sitting there watching a performance, so we like to make it more welcoming So there might be some other shade, maybe some of those sales shade structures. Nothing has been finalized, but something that could alleviate some of that, that beating sundown on you when you're trying to enjoy a performance.
And you mentioned seatings.
Yes.
Okay.
We need more seating than just those few benches that surround that circle area. The Recreation Department does put out some sort of water feature during the summer, and it seems that there's a lot of mud involved. I don't know if they're using the hydrant to do that, and by having some sort of water feature in that area where the cement is, I think it would be more hygienic to have something there for the kids.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Council President.
Councilors, any other questions? Councilor Plant?
Thank you very much, through you, Council President, to Ms. Fink. So a lot of that stuff I actually happen to like. That old 1970s where used to be a body of water, where there's cement there now. It's more like a little oven, and we don't need that right there, especially in our city. We need more cooling. The question I've got is regarding the Bernstein stage.
Yes.
We tend to not call it the Bernstein stage, even though former city councilors before us many years ago actually named it after Leonard Bernstein. And I would hope that since it's been forgotten over time, because there's been no signage there, that we correct that and put some signage there and have some money for that design feature so we can acknowledge one of our more prominent individuals internationally and nationally who made quite the name for himself, having been born in Lawrence many years ago. So hopefully the Bernstein stage can get that name back again.
I'll make
Thank you.
definite note of that. And
Councilor
perhaps we could even have a little history there.
Councilor Reyes?
Through you, Mr. President, I want to know, through this renovation, is included the playground?
No.
No, because this area we receive a lot of phone call because the playground have a lot of rock. It's not safety for our children, and also they mention it's too dark, this kind of area. You planning in mind to renew this park in the future?
We are always on the lookout for other grant opportunities. I know that's something that the mayor wanted us to take a look at, so I'm certainly on the lookout for other funds that we could do that. The safety surface definitely needs some love in the existing playground.
Thank you.
Councilor Santiago?
Hello. I would like to know if do you consider it for this renovation park, this is a lot of money. I would like to know if you consider it the special needs kids in this project.
Well, special needs would be addressed more towards the stage, so making it accessible for special needs performers.
It's because my question comes because there are a lot of kids with special needs, and we have many campaigns about it. And we don't have enough playground for them, or I don't know if we are not thinking on those kids. That's why I ask.
Well, I'm not to be disrespectful, but I disagree with you. We do have amenities for accessible playgrounds at both Starro, Donovan, and currently under construction at O'Connell. So there are amenities that have been either installed or are currently under renovation for the handicapped children.
Thank you.
But that is always something that I keep in mind going forward when I'm working on these park projects is there an opportunity for amenities for handicapped individuals? So I want you to know that that is always in my mind.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Council President.
Councilor Schwarzenegger.
Thank you, through you, Council President. I'm not sure, Mrs. Fink, if this matters or not, but you did mention in your verbal presentation that in the resolution you had it's supposed to say that there is $800,000 that the city is going to commit.
Yes.
I'm looking at the resolution now, and I don't see that here, so I don't know if that matters or not, if it should be there. If it doesn't, then no worries, but I just wanted to point that out.
Entonces,
The wrong,
It's the very last page of the submittal.
okay, I was looking at the page
You were looking at the
before
order.
yeah, okay, thank you.
any other councilors? Councilor Plan?
Yeah, one really quick question. I know this is just about money. I'm not sure we're going to have a chance to take another look at this after the money's already been allocated and approved. So just, the common has special language, as I understand it, in the, I'm not sure where, to be honest with you. But in listening to our Lawrence Historical Commission, they have been perpetually fighting for the common to make sure that its initial requirements that were deeded to us by the Essex Company when the city first, when Lawrence first became a municipality, is honored. So I just want to make sure that what we're doing here doesn't go against the charter, Essex Charter, that was done many years ago. So could you comment on that?
Sure. I'd be happy to. Members of the Historic Commission were at our public meeting. They did voice their opinions. They will get an opportunity. The Prospect Hill Historic Commission has purview over the Campagnon Common, so we will need to go before them for a vote before we can actually start construction. So they will be on board with this, as well as Mass Historic will have to.
In Councilor Plant, another something else to take into consideration is that we haven't approved the allocation for the second money, which is going to be part of that the second round of money that it's come for different renovations. So once we get that, we probably should be able to see some type of design on this project.
Sure, absolutely. I'd be happy to come back with the design.
Yeah, that way we can have all minor things and bigger things that we worry about the
Absolutely.
company.
And there will also be another public meeting once we've
Yeah.
gotten the design a little more finalized.
All right. Any other questions? I hear none, so at this point I'll call the question. So listen, Madam Clerk, please call the roll, please.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Marmal?
Yes.
Councilor Santiago?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Councilor Luzon?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Levy?
Yes.
Thank you, Councilor. Council Vice President Infante?
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez?
I vote yes. Motion carries.
Thank you, councilors.
Thank you. Now let's go with item 58624, which is the contract renewal for first assistant city attorney Kelvin Foley. So, councilors, I'm looking for a motion to suspend Rule 11 to pull from committee.
Motion to suspend Rule 11?
Second?
Discussion.
There's a motion to suspend Rule 11, properly second. Discussion, Councilor LaPlante.
Did the Personnel Committee have a chance to meet prior to the meeting?
We do not.
They did not. Thank you.
Any other questions? I hear none. At this time, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Levy? Yes. I say yes, yeah.
Yeah, she said yes.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor LaPlante?
No.
Councilor Luzon?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Councilor Santiago?
Yes.
Councilor Marmal, I apologize. Can't read tonight.
No.
Councilor Selena Reyes?
Yes.
Council Vice President Infante?
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez?
I vote yes.
That is
Now,
6, yeah.
there is 6 to 1, right? Yes. Councilors, I'm looking for a motion for this item to be able to discuss.
Motion to
There is a
approve.
motion to approve. Can I hear a second?
Second.
Properly second, discussion, so let's expand an opportunity to, the city solicitor to, tell us as to why we should be approving, the renewal of the contract.
Good
Attorney?
evening, councilors, again. It's my pleasure to be here this evening. It's hard to believe that it's been a year since I was here regarding Mr. Foley. As you may or may not remember, I was alone for a year and a half in the city attorney's office. We had advertised for a first assistant. During that period of time, we had no good candidates. Then Mr. Foley came along. At the time that Mr. Foley was appointed, I said to this board, and I've said it a couple of times, that it would save the city money by having in-house attorneys, that we were paying millions of dollars to outside attorneys. And I said that I would make sure that that got cut down. I'm happy to report that in the year that Mr. Foley has been here, we have not referred one case outside involving litigation. Obviously, personnel matters and stuff have been referred out, but nothing involving litigation. I have with me a two-page summary of the work that Kevin's done over the past year. I'm not going to read it all. I'm not going to bore you, but I'll give you some of the highlights. The city was sued in a wrongful death case against the senior center. This case was dismissed. We paid $0. We had a lawsuit brought against the mayor and the city attorney personally. This case was dismissed, nothing. We've had defended the case as administrative bodies, including the MCAD, Civil Service, Labor Relations. We represented the police. He's defended the city in the ZBA in planning cases. He assisted the city ISD in bringing housing court cases. We have not brought housing court cases in some time, but thanks to Mr. Foley, we're now bringing enforcement to make sure that the housing for the people of Lawrence are now up to code. We responded, he has been handling the Post, which is a new commission, which involves the police. One of the big things he's done is he's become almost like a mini expert regarding the FOIAs and the response. As a matter of fact, during today's mayor's meeting, the city clerk gave him a shout out, he wasn't even present, saying how much help he's been to the city clerk's office in handling those. It's amazing how many we get those in a day. I believe that today, my office alone got 5 FOIAs. It seems to be the wave of it. But I can go into many other things that he's done, but I think I'd rather let him talk for himself if you have questions for him. This is a 1-year contract. We're looking to extend it for 1 year. And I would hope that you would vote in favor, but I present Mr. Foley.
Yes, before he take the mic, few things that I would like you to clarify on this.
Sure.
So in terms of the benefits, just tell us what is the difference between the previous year and this year. I seen that you have 15 sick days, 12 vacation days, 3 personal days, and so far so on. So any difference between last year and this year?
The difference is that the pay would go up to $135,000, okay, from his pay currently, and he would get 2 more sick days. Besides that, it's the exact same contract. He gets the same amount of personal days, he gets the same, obviously, the sick days add up. I hope I said vacation days. He gets 2 more vacation days. But everything in here is, it's a duplicate of a contract that he currently has, just a slight increase in the raise and a slight increase in vacation days. Besides that, it's the same one that he's currently serving under.
So we've seen a difference between last year and this year, so 3 days and when it comes to sick, and 135.
Not 3 days when it comes to sick, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Sick days are the same. He gets the same sick days no matter what. That's by,
Okay,
everybody
so
gets the same
it's
amount.
3 days when it comes to probably vacation or personal.
Vacation days, right.
And
The
then,
personal days are the same, everything else.
and then the previous salary.
See, it was 130, it's now 135.
Okay.
He's in the range that the salary goes to 148, so he's not near the top 5.
So it's about 3% increase.
That's
About.
about it,
yeah.
yes.
Councilors, any questions before we allow Attorney Floyd to ask?
Council President.
Councilor Luzon?
Is the assistant attorney, first assistant attorney, allowed to do work that not outside his work for the city? And you're going to understand my question next.
Yeah, so it's the same as me, it's the same as anybody. If you were my sister and
Thanks.
and you needed a will done on a weekend, I could do that. He cannot represent anybody in court. The 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, no, he works for the city. Obviously, it's not 9 to 5, he works for it. But, you know, if there was something that could be done that didn't require any court work, he could do it. But not if it involves the city. In other words, like I said, it's simple things like, you know,
Can he get paid for doing that job?
yes.
But why are we paying for his license? Is that part of every contract?
Yes.
For attorneys, do you have to pay for
Yeah,
the
we-
renewal of his
Yeah,
licenses?
we annually have to pay for our license, and since his job would be to work for the city of Lawrence, they pay for the license. They pay for my license. They pay for the second attorney's license. We also pay for certain memberships, for instance, the Lawrence Bar Association and the Essex County Bar Association. We get a lot of education out of those, so the money comes back tenfold.
But it seems a little bit of conflict there that, and maybe this is not his case, but the city is paying for his licenses, but it looks like that any assistant attorney will be allowed to practice after 5 p.m. or during the weekend. And I know it's in the contract, I know, but it's kind of, looks like a conflict.
Just so you know, again, if you're doing something for family, he closed a practice of 14 years. 17 years, I apologize. You can't do that on weekends and nights. You just can't do it. Attorneys have a hard enough time attracting clients if they can work 9 to 5. If I can't meet you, I mean, during the past year, besides family members, I haven't done, I'm here tonight till 9 o'clock. I can't schedule anything. The mayor, if I were to say on Thursday, I'll meet you at 6 o'clock, the mayor can call me and say, I need to see you at 6 o'clock. So you really can't have enough to practice. It says it, but it mostly has been used to. Sure, he can tell you.
I would love to address that. It's such a great question.
Attorney Floyd.
I have not done, Kevin Foley, members of the council, Mr. President, members of the council, I haven't done any private work since I took the job here in Lawrence, and I have no intention of doing so. And as a city attorney has offered, I certainly have the ability to, but I must tell you, it's been a great relief to tell people I don't do private work anymore because everybody calls me and I said, well, so I have to say it to all my friends and my family, I'm not doing any private work whatsoever, even though I could do it. I choose not to do it. I think I'm at that point in my career too where I want to sort of pull back a little bit from all that because when you're in private practice, there's people after you all the time to do everything, especially if you have someone who's knowledgeable. So I've been very helpful with people in terms of referring them to people who can handle different things. But it's been a great relief for me personally to say, I don't do that anymore, but maybe you might want to call so-and-so and so-and-so and stuff like that. And I don't take any referrals for doing any of that either. I just say, let me know how you make out, but if, maybe someone else could help you do it. But that's a great question. So I have not been doing any of that work.
And through you, Council
Councilor
President, just for future references, and we understand, and thank you for explaining that, for future attorneys, first assistant city's attorney, it looks like that could be a conflict of interest in the future, just for best practices. But thank you so much for explaining.
Understood, and I think you will find out that almost pretty much everybody in the office, we have a family life too, so there is no time. If you work for the city, that's what you work on.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Council President.
All right, councilors, any other questions? Councilor Marmo?
Through you, Council President, and it's to notify our clerk. Can I reconsider my vote? Because I was under the assumption that I was voting on item 585 to suspend the rules, so I was a little confused. Not that it's a big deal.
It is a process to reconsider. So we're gonna have to reconsider the entire vote and then go back and do this and do that.
To suspend the rules?
So it is within the same meeting, so we need to make a motion to reconsider and this and that. And it's like we good for now. But if you want to, we can say it on the record. Yeah. All right.
Council President.
Councilor Vice President Infante.
Thank you. I want to quickly say thanks to my colleague, Councilor Luzon, for the question that she asked Attorney Foley and Attorney Hooten, because I recall a year ago, the private practice was a big concern during the personnel committee meeting, and it's refreshing to hear that you kept
your word to what you said to us that night, and I thank you for that, and thank you for your work, because I've worked with you a few times, and I know you're working hard.
Thank you. Well, it was a lot of work closing down the practice. It took a lot of work, but I've been grateful. I cannot believe how fast the past year has. I can't believe I was here a year ago, November, in front of the council. You were informing me, and it seems like the year went by so quickly. And besides some of the nice comments from Attorney Hooton, I've really enjoyed the opportunity, not only to interact with the council and the mayor's office, but every department. I think I've been in contact and helped or assisted or had some interaction with every department in the city during the past year. And I hope in some way I've helped them resolving issues and doing things and moving things forward, because that's what I'm here to do, is to assist the city in any way I can. I also want to tell you that I've thoroughly enjoyed working with Attorney Hooton, working with Attorney Carol Garcia, who's in our office, staff, Rachel Baptista and Sue D'Agata, who's kind of on a part-time basis now. I think it's a really good team. It's something that I think that Attorney Hooton was sort of had a vision when he advertised for the first assistant city attorney, and we were lucky enough to get the Attorney Carol Garcia. And together, I think we've been able to really work off each other's energy to try to do the best to represent the city. And for me, with the type of work that I did as an attorney in the 17 years I had my own practice, it's really a culmination of all those things that I've done. Local permitting and litigation and appearing in front of the various forums, the Superior Court, the District Court, the Land Court, the Housing Court, and the various state agencies, the alphabet soup, really, of state agencies, MCAD and civil service. I have a civil service hearing tomorrow in Boston, in fact. And so it's been it sort of reinvigorated me, but I certainly did not have the energy to do anything outside of that. And it has been it's been great for me to be able to say no to people. Very tough for Kevin P. Foley to say no to anybody. Tim knows that. Very, very tough for me to say no when someone asks me to do something. And so this has been a great chance for me to do something here that it uses my skills and my background and to serve the city. So with that, I don't know if the council has any questions for me.
Thank you. Attorney Hooton, I think that this might be a question for you. Can you remind me of why the contract is on a one-year basis?
It was a request of the mayor.
Do you recall the reasoning behind it?
I do not. I just run it by the mayor, and the mayor, again, my end result is to have everything run smoothly. So if somebody says this is what I want, that's what I do.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilor Plant?
Thank you. So would you mind providing, Mr. Hooton, would you mind providing for the council the 2-page list of accomplishments? I think that's important that we have that as part of the record, and I wouldn't mind seeing it as well.
I can make a copy of it.
Thank you. Because I think that it's important that we have an opportunity to see the work that's going on in the office, specifically what Mr. Foley has been doing. And while this is all about Mr. Foley this evening, and I'll be supporting it, I do want to commend you, Attorney Hooton. From what I'm seeing upstairs in your office between you and Attorney Garcia and Attorney Foley, there seems to be, the right word to use was synergy. I can see it. I think you're working on behalf of the city and doing the city and its residents through its municipality a great service. So kudos to you as you're leading that team, and I think you've got some good team members as well that are supporting what you're trying to accomplish. So thank you for all that you do. Appreciate it. And Mr. Foley, appreciate the work that you've done. And I don't know where Councilor Infante was, Council Vice President Infante was going with the question, but I wouldn't mind if this was a 2-year contract, for example, but it's not, I don't think we can amend it here. But
Very grateful for that, thank you, because as an attorney, sometimes you don't always get a thank you because of the nature of being an attorney. Sometimes you say things to people or you tell them something that they really don't want to hear, but they're not always happy with what they hear from you, but they appreciate the fact that you're being straightforward with them. So a lot of times you don't get that sort of a thank you, so I'm very grateful for that.
Councilors, any other questions in regard to this matter? I hear no questions, so at this point, I will call Madam Clerk, please call the roll. There was a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Santiago.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario, noted as absent. Councilor Luzon.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Levy.
Yes.
Got you. Noted as yes
Thank you,
remotely.
Councilor Levy.
Council Vice President Infante.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Is it okay if I approach just to say?
Of course. That's not appreciation.
Thanks for the big fun.
Oh, no, you earned it. Councilor, can I get you to sign that?
Sure.
And I do want to thank Councilor Levy for not coming here and getting us all sick. I hope she feels better, Councilor Levy.
Just wanted to get it today. Tim, Attorney Hooton, I'm just gonna give this right back to you.
Councilors, we have item 58524. We have that committee. We need to discuss this item at this level. Otherwise, it's going to be approved. Going to be automatically be approved due to the 30 days. So, councilors, can I get a motion to suspend Rule 11 to pull item 58524, which is the appointment of Dan McCarthy as a planning director? So we need to finish our business at this level, otherwise it's going to be appointed automatically.
Motion to suspend Rule 11.
Second.
There's a motion to
Discussion.
suspend Rule 11, properly second discussion. Councilors, Madam Vice President Infante.
Thank you. Through you, Council President. As the chair of the Personnel Committee, I did get a message from the administration about this item, and they wish to table this item until further notice. Well, it's either table, withdraw, or something. Okay, so then, just so, Council President, under your guidance, as you just mentioned, then we would have to withdraw this item with no prejudice until the administration gets back to us.
Councilor LaPlante?
Is there a motion to withdraw?
No. There is a motion to suspend Rule 11 to pull it from committee.
I've been voting no on the first one for several reasons. You're probably, why is LaPlante voting against us on several reasons? I wasn't going to explain it, except now I have to because of this particular situation. But I understand why the committee didn't meet, but I think it's important that we make every effort to, and that we don't bypass the committee. The committees are important; they're part of our process. And it was more, I didn't think everything was going to go past anyway. But I think it's important that for the symbolism anyway, that there at least be one person who said, I don't agree with that. And so that's the reason why I voted no on that, and yes for the ultimate vote at the end. On this particular case, our backs are against the wall a little bit, because we, as the council president explained to us, we have 30 days that we have to go ahead and vote it, or else it goes in automatically. I don't like back-ending into things. I think it's important for the person that is in front of us that we take a vote, one way or the other on it, and it appears that we're going to do it. On this particular one, because I don't like that, I'll be voting yes to send it up out of the committee, because the alternative, it's going to pass. So I'll be voting yes. That's the explanation. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Councilor LaPlante. Any other questions in regard to this matter? Please, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
This is the motion to pull it from committee. Councilor Levy.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Luzon.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Councilor Santiago.
Yes.
Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Council Vice President Infante.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
I vote yes. So now, councilors, I'll entertain a motion to withdraw without prejudice.
So moved.
There is a motion to withdraw without prejudice, properly second discussion on the matter. I hear none, so at this point, I'll call the questions. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Santiago.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Councilor Luzon.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Levy.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilor. Council Vice President Infante.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
I vote yes. Thank you. Now we're going on top of the agenda. Councilors, we're going straight to public hearings. Item 57724, the removal of handicap parking located at 80 Tremont Street. Madam Clerk, please read the notice.
Document number 577-24. Notice is hereby given that the Lawrence City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, 7 p.m. in the City Council Chambers, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and in accordance with the recently revised City Council Rule 2, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person and remotely to accommodate any participant with health considerations that prevents them from participating in person. To receive access codes for remote participation, please contact the city clerk at eileen.bernal@cityoflawrence.com or 978-620-3230. The meeting may be viewed on Facebook and YouTube. The purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendment to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be further amended by deleting the following subparagraph to Section 10.36.340 of the Municipal Code, handicap parking. Trenton Street, east side, from a point 28 feet north of Buswell Street to a point 48 feet north of Buswell Street. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Public hearing is now closed. Motion, councilors, what's the motion?
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve, properly second. Any discussion on the removal?
Discussion.
Councilor LaPlante.
Thank you. So, Council President, for the last couple of meetings, I'll be voting in favor of this, but in the last couple of meetings, we haven't had anybody doing translation services. I'm not sure why we haven't had anybody, and I think it's important that the council understands why we're not having anybody, and then the people that we represent. Fortunately, I don't think anybody's here who needs it, but should there have been, we don't have anybody. So can you give us an update or tell us why we don't have translation services?
Sure. We actually haven't been, we were not able to renew the contract for the previous vendor, and we are in the process of getting bids, or the city's in the process of getting bids for the translation services.
When do we expect that we will be able to continue having the translation service? I'm sure all of us would be interested in finding that out.
We will continue having the translation services. We don't have any specific date. I'm working with the different departments to be able to accomplish this and be able to have at least somebody that is, the goal is to have somebody that is permanently. In the meantime, we're going to try to get somebody temporarily. Hopefully within the next 2 meetings, we probably miss the translation services, but hopefully we're going to have it before that.
And my last question on this, was there a reason why we're not going forward with the translation services with the current or previous vendor? I'm not aware. Did that person not want to do this anymore? What do we know why we're looking for somebody new?
We are in the process of getting bids for the services.
It doesn't answer the question. Did the contract expire?
Yes.
Oh, the contract. There was a contract and it expired. That's
Yeah.
as simple as that. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions in regarding to the removal? I hear none, so at this point I'll call the questions. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Levy. Thank you, Councilor. Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Luzon?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario is noted as absent. Councilor Santiago?
Yes.
Councilor Marmol?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes? Yes. Council Vice President?
Yes.
Council President?
I vote yes. All right, we're going to the committee reports. The communication from the mayor, city officials, city attorney, there is none. Committee reports. Budget and Finance Committee, there is no report. Housing Committee, there is no report. Ordinance Committee, there is no report. Personnel Committee, there is no report. Safety Committee, there is no report. Committee of the Whole, there is no report. We went already over to all businesses. Any table matters that we would like to discuss tonight, councilors? All right, I hear none, so we're going straight to new business. So item 0124-25, the proposed ordinance 04-160, probatory period. The attorney Houghton sent us out. This is gonna go to the ordinance committee. Item 0225, rule allowing proclamation citations to be here when introduced. We have the 3 signatures from councilors and the petition for this. And we are going to be discussing this item that allowing rule, I believe 26.
January 21st.
On January 21st, but what was the rule number? The last one is 26, 27?
Well, I think the city attorney was proposing to just amend Rule 4 to
Okay.
add the language into Rule 4. He
Okay.
felt that was appropriate
So
there.
we are going to be adding language to Rule 4, or at least discussing the opportunity to allowing language to be added on Rule 4. So that's going to be discussed on next meeting. Item 0325, handicap parking, 17 Butler Street. And this is going to go to ordinance committee. Item 0425, handicap parking on 101A Chester Street. Ordinance committee. Item 0425, handicap parking 248 Salem Street. Ordinance committee. Item 0624. 0625, handicap parking at 30 Worth Street. This is going to ordinance committee. Item 0725, handicap parking on 143 Parker Street. Ordinance committee. Item 0824, no parking anytime. Broomfield Street between Kenneth to Lennox and Lennox. This is going to ordinance committee. Item 0925, amending Merrimack Street resident parking near Riverwalk. This is going to ordinance committee. Items 1025, Uten Street resident parking. This is going to ordinance committee. Item 1125, Campaña Evangelística, June 13 to June 13, July 12, August 9, September 12. This is going at the Companion Park. This is going to ordinance committee. And item 1225, installed 2 J.O. Paul and Lower Street near Ansbury Street. This is going to ordinance committee. Councilors, this is all new business. Everything is going to ordinance. So we're going to start with I think that we already scheduled ordinance for the next meeting.
It's next Tuesday,
Next Tuesday, which is
7 o'clock.
the 14th. Oh, my birthday. At 7 p.m. Ordinance. We have no business for any other committee unless we want them to meet. Councilors, you can propose a new date. All right. With that said, do we have the 3 signature?
Yes, we have 5 signatures.
Okay, perfect.
No, there's a
Councilors, any other matters? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
There is a motion to adjourn, properly second. Any discussion? I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Oh, Ana Levy's not longer online. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you, councilors.